So this is going to be a totally raw in the sense of you'll hear noise and I have no makeup on. And I haven't showered yet or washed my hair, and I'm wearing what I wore. Check this out. Another mama for Obama. T-shirt. I have on what I wore doing my yoga this morning and our walk earlier, or I should say late morning, but and I just had a little bit of lunch. But I wanted to, this will be the first share, Dr. C share regarding, well, not necessarily regarding, but connected to the Bipoc Yogis Speak. I changed the name, right? Initially, it was My Black and Brown Yoga Story, and I realized as I was talking to some of the people that I interviewed, which are friends, largely I'm starting with close friends and people that I know fairly well, and they've been generous in agreeing to participate, that it's much broader than that. It's not just black and brown yogis. And so I decided to change it because it seemed maybe more targeted and maybe a little more focused. So, anyway, I changed it. There you go. So for this first one, which I'm going to intersperse these throughout the actual chats that I have, chats with Dr. C, with yogis particularly and specifically. I mean, actually, everybody's a yogi. Anyway, I told you raw, right? So I am going to with yogis and our allies. But I thought it would be great to be able to share things, and some of them may be specifically focused at yoga or social justice or topics, or heck, I may even share just about our life here in Spain as Black expats. But anyhow, for this first one, I thought I would talk a little bit about and share why I started the account in the first place. And if you notice, of course, because of the changes, first I started as Instagram Live, and I realized that there are issues with that. And then I switched to recording Zooms, which and uploading to YouTube, and then I deleted the Facebook account of the same name because, I don't know, Facebook, I won't even go there. You do know what's happening with Facebook, right? As of yesterday, I think, in terms of the suit with attorney generals from many states, but nonetheless, people's focus on YouTube has really changed, and that's a whole nother topic. So decided to really concentrate on trying to develop and encourage people to tune into the YouTube channel. But I thought it would be important for many people to have some idea as to why I decided to do all this. It came to me, I think, I want to say it might have been August. I actually don't even remember. I'd have to really look back. But of course, as we as a global community with dealing with what happened in the States and with Floyd and the murder and how it just went global and people's understanding about the impact of racism and it's really hard in some ways when you're a mom of black sons, your husband's black, but when there's this global recognition of just the fear, the connection, the lack of communication, the anger, there's just so much. Anyway, with that, of course, on Instagram, many yogis were becoming a bit more woke. For many of us, we've always been woke, but anyway. And I was receiving direct messages from people sharing personally with me, and many of them European descent, many of them allies, sharing personally with me about their lack of understanding, their lack of knowledge, their apologies, their I need to know more, their willingness to support, just a lot. And of course, I was engaging in conversation with my cohort, people of color, and this is not new news for us. And so I decided that it was important to have a place and a space to have conversations and to bridge gaps. And that's why I started my Black and Brown Yoga story. And in some ways, naively so, I thought people who were connected with me on my Dreadlock Yogis account, Dreadlocks Yogi account, would naturally be of like mind. That was like really stupid. I don't even know why I thought that, but I did. I didn't really think it all through because it was an emotional start. You know, when something sort of touches your heart, you just like go for it. You know, your head up here doesn't necessarily make the connections that are needed from a, I don't know, business standpoint, but I didn't really see it as a business. So nonetheless, I started it. And in general, Lynn's, hello. Told you, raw video. What the heck just happened? So at any rate, moving forward, people were really very responsive in my asking, would you consider me chatting with me and sharing your experience as either a Black and Brown yogi, now Bipoc yogi, Black, Indigenous, people of color, for those of you who don't know, and people were just very open and as an ally. Because what I recognized is that as I looked at my feed and people who I follow and that follow me, it's extremely diverse. It has always been that way, always, which speaks to, I think, who I am. So with that in mind, it's not like this is new. I've been perusing the Instagram and I look and I go, gosh, there are just some people that I follow. It's just so slanted one way. Mind you, I understand the need to have affinity group focus. For those that don't get that, to have focus at just Black yogis or just Latinx yogis or just Asian yogis or whatever. But it always troubled me some. And I don't necessarily know how to put it into words because I need that contact. I need that contact with my Black sisters, my sisters, I need that. It nourishes me. There's something about that I don't really know how to explain when you are connected with other, for me, as an African American, people of African descent, there is just the knowing that you don't, I don't know how to share with you, but it's that nod, it's that yeah girl, it's that whatever that says I hear you, I'm connected with you. So I get it. I definitely get it. For me, I find myself that I'm able to keep myself targeted in certain places. I don't know if that makes any sense, but targeted in a way that I understand that there are people of European descent, because they've always been in my life. Hell, they've been in my family, who get it, who have always been woke. And then there are those who are waking up nonetheless, who are honest, who want to know, who are interested, who are supportive, who are struggling with how to deal with a recognition of self-racism, that they find themselves, as they assess, being racist. And so people were sending me direct messages about those things. I'm not going to go into all of them. And I said, this would be great. So I'm going to try and see what happens. In general, I would say it's been received in a very positive way, which is wonderful. And I appreciate all those that are following, all those that comment. I do have my rants about certain things, and that's out of my lack of acceptance and awareness that not everybody who follows me, and I mentioned this, on my specifically yoga account, follow me because of all the pieces of who I am. Because you don't actually know all the pieces of who I am. And as I begin to expose them, people becoming more aware. I'm losing followers, and because I'm becoming a bit more vocal. I'm not just, as you may have seen or thought anticipated, this Black, older, senior, I'm 68, yogi who does her yoga and is, I do hope, and I think, authentic in what I do. As people find out that I got this other piece of who I am as this Black woman yogi. Oh God, do you hear that dog barking? Jeez. I'm in Spain, by the way, in case you don't know. And these windows are extremely thin, so you may hear lots of crap in the background. But I'm not going to re-record this. Raw video, raw video, raw video. Maybe I should keep them all raw video. No makeup, no pretense, no, just me. At any rate, so I'm just going to back up. I'm saying all that to say that as people recognize that everybody is multifaceted, I think some people are surprised. Some people even said, I didn't know you had a PhD or you were a doctor. Well, the name goes, well, for Dreadlocks Yogi anyway, Dr. So there you go. And it may be it's just people don't pay attention, but people have no idea. So with these, I plan to give you a little bit more understanding about who I am, about my background, and I will close by saying, here is my background. Born, raised in New Jersey, to a single mom who had no or limited contact with an alcoholic father, in an extremely multi-generational, I would say, matrifocal family, women, with a great-great-grandmother that I remember very clearly, who was 7 during the emancipation of slaves, and I have lots of stories to share about that. And who lived in a one-bedroom apartment, not even an apartment, what am I saying? One bedroom within an apartment of my mom's friend. We shared a bed to live when she left that family homestead, which was in Scotch Plains, New Jersey, that had those multi-generational people in it, a great-great-aunt, my great-great-grandmother, Annie Cassie McKenzie, who's the one who was 7 during the emancipation of slaves, my great-grandmother, Mary Viola, my great-great-aunt, Emma, and my uncle, Chester. I grew up in this huge house. It was an owned homestead, by the way. That house was owned by family in Scotch Plains, New Jersey, so many years ago. I was born in 52, if you need to figure it out. So that gives you just a little bit of a background of me. And I was a teenager during the riots of '68, and still have lots of contact with my fellow classmates from Plainfield High School in New Jersey during that period of time. Many of us, believe it or not, are and have been, I would say most of us are beginning to retire, have been in the field of social work, which is fascinating. Social work, whether it's clinical, I'm a clinician, by the way, I'm a therapist by training, or policy kinds of stuff, whatever. But that's been our kind of bailiwick, which is fascinating when you think about it, that you have pretty much a class full of people who grew up during the civil rights movement and riots in the United States, who, regardless of color, found themselves going down the path of helping others. And that's us. So that's a little snippet about me. I will be sharing more. Please, I'm asking you to pass along this information about the YouTube channel, about what I'm attempting to do. I am prayerfully being open to hoping that this expands in a way that triggers connection that maybe hasn't been done before. So I look forward to your comments, your suggestions, even if you have concerns. However, I do delete people with their bullshit. I'm just telling you that right now. There's been some. Trolls are such a pain in the freaking ass. So I don't tolerate that crap. I don't have the energy for it. I'm too old for it. I'm not going to deal with it. So there you go. So until the next time, I'll chat with you soon. Thank you. By the way, namaste is a greeting. It is not a closing. I'll leave you with that one. Peace and blessings, people.